Silence protects your inner peace and gives you clarity in a noisy world. And if you really stop to feel it, you'll understand that peace is one of the most valuable treasures you can ever hold. Every day, we are surrounded by endless voices, opinions that clash, expectations that suffocate, distractions that steal our focus. When you allow yourself to speak less and observe more, you create a bubble around your mind where thoughts can breathe, where emotions can settle, and where decisions can form clearly without the chaos of outside noise. People will always have something to say about your life, your choices, your dreams. But when you embrace silence, you stop letting those external pressures dictate your inner calm. Silence is like a shield. It gives you the space to filter what truly matters and what is just unnecessary chatter. Imagine the power of sitting quietly, listening to your own heart, feeling your own emotions, and letting your mind work through problems without the constant influence of other people's judgments. This is where clarity comes from. Not from talking constantly, not from explaining yourself at every corner, but from stepping back and allowing yourself to process life in your own way. Your mind becomes sharper, your decisions become wiser, and your confidence grows because you are no longer fragmented by the noise of the world. Every moment of silence is an opportunity to reconnect with yourself, to understand what you really want, and to strengthen the resolve to go after it without being swayed by the opinions of others. Silence teaches patience, reflection, and depth. It's in these quiet moments that you can hear the whispers of your true potential, the quiet nudges that guide you toward the right path, the soft but powerful voice that says, "I know my worth, I know my direction, and I will not let anything shake my peace." Not everyone deserves access to your dreams, your wounds, or your progress. And this is something many people struggle to understand because we are taught to share everything, to be open, to let people in. But life is not built on giving away your energy to those who cannot handle it. Your dreams are sacred. They are the blueprint of your future, the fire that fuels your actions, the vision that only you can bring to life. And when you share them with the wrong people, they can plant doubt, jealousy, or fear where there should be only courage. Your wounds, the deepest scars you carry, are not invitations for pity or gossip. They are lessons, they are growth, and they are yours to process. Some people will use what you reveal to control you, to manipulate your emotions, or to diminish your spirit. That is why being selective is not selfish. It is necessary. Protecting your progress is equally crucial because the world is filled with observers who may celebrate you only when it is convenient or when they can benefit, but who will also question, criticize, and undermine when it challenges them. By holding your goals, your pain, and your victories close, you create a sanctuary around your life where you can develop without interference, where your motivation is fueled internally rather than externally. This doesn't mean isolating yourself from support or guidance. It means discerning who truly deserves your trust, who genuinely celebrates your growth without hidden agendas, and who contributes positively to your journey. When you learn this, you start to understand that privacy is a form of power, that not revealing everything is not weakness, but wisdom, that protecting the most intimate parts of yourself is how you cultivate strength, resilience, and the ability to soar without being weighed down by unnecessary opinions, distractions, or toxic influences. Mystery creates strength. Limiting information prevents manipulation, judgment, and discouragement. And once you truly grasp this, you begin to see that what you reveal to the world carries energy, influence, and consequence. Every word you speak, every detail you share, becomes a piece of power you give away. And when people have too much access to your life, they can twist it, misinterpret it, or use it against you. By maintaining a sense of mystery, by not laying out every thought, plan, or struggle for everyone to see, you protect yourself from unnecessary manipulation, from those who might want to dim your light, from those who secretly hope you stumble, so their own insecurities feel justified. Mystery is not about hiding your life in fear. It is about controlling your energy and choosing wisely who gets to be part of your inner circle. When you limit what others know, you also limit the judgments that can be cast upon you. People often rush to opinions, criticisms, or assumptions simply because they have incomplete information, and in this, you find a kind of freedom. You are free to grow, free to experiment, free to fail, free to rise, without the heavy weight of others, expectations, or the sting of their negativity. Mystery allows you to keep your dignity intact. It teaches others to respect your boundaries without confrontation. It also empowers you to observe more, to listen more, and to understand the world without constantly reacting to outside pressures. When you cultivate this quiet strength, you discover that the less you disclose, the more powerful you become. People begin to notice your actions instead of your explanations. They see your results instead of your struggles. And you start to realize that strength doesn't always come from what you show. It comes from what you hold quietly within yourself, untouchable, unshakable, and entirely your own. Your grout becomes more powerful when it's private. Silence helps you focus on actions, not opinions. And this is where real transformation begins. Too often, we are distracted by the urge to share every step, every achievement, every plan, thinking that validation or acknowledgement will fuel our progress. But the truth is, when you expose your journey too early, you open yourself to doubt, criticism, and expectations that can derail your momentum. Growth thrives in a space where it is nurtured quietly, without interruption, without noise, without unnecessary commentary. When no one is watching, you can experiment, make mistakes, learn, and rise without feeling the pressure to perform for anyone but yourself. Every action you take in private strengthens your character, sharpens your skills, and builds resilience because it is driven by purpose, not by applause. Silence allows you to measure your progress against your own standards, not against the ever-changing opinions of the world. It gives you the freedom to redefine yourself, to pivot, to fail and try again, without anyone knowing, until you are ready to reveal the results. This is how legends are made. Not by talking about what they will do, but by quietly doing what others cannot yet see. By focusing on actions rather than opinions, you become unstoppable. You stop being reactive to criticism, jealousy, or unsolicited advice, and instead, your energy goes entirely into building, creating, and improving. The world will notice your results, your impact, and your transformation, and when it does, it will be undeniable because it was forged in silence, discipline, and commitment. Your private growth is your superpower. It teaches patience, humility, and the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing that every step you take, every sacrifice you make, every moment of focus is building a version of yourself that cannot be shaken by anyone's words, judgments, or distractions. Speaking less allows you to listen more, learn more, and understand people deeply. And once you truly embrace this, you realize that every word you speak is a currency, and every moment you choose to listen instead becomes an investment in wisdom, insight, and clarity. In a world obsessed with talking, proving, and sharing, silence is a rare strength. When you speak less, you create space to observe the subtleties that others miss, the tone in someone's voice, the hesitation in their words, the emotions that are unspoken but profoundly present. This is where true understanding begins, because listening teaches empathy, discernment, and patience, and it allows you to see beyond the surface into the core of people, situations, and opportunities. Every time you hold back from speaking unnecessarily, you protect your energy, you prevent misunderstandings, and you gather information that shapes your decisions with precision. Speaking less also allows you to absorb lessons from those around you without being distracted by your own need to respond, explain, or be validated. You begin to notice patterns, intentions, and motives that others might overlook, giving you the advantage of insight that cannot be learned from books alone. This is the power of observing in silence. You learn faster, act smarter, and respond with wisdom rather than emotion. It is in this quiet observation that leaders are born, that relationships deepen, and that your perspective becomes sharper and more refined. you start to understand the value of patience, the strength in restraint, and the elegance of measured words. People will come to respect your thoughts not because you speak often, but because when you do, your words carry weight, meaning, and authority. Listening more, observing carefully, and speaking intentionally turns silence into a tool of mastery, a strategy of influence, and a path to personal growth that transforms not only how you see the world, but how the world sees you. Your silence is not weakness, it is emotional maturity, discipline, and self-respect. And understanding this transforms the way you move through life. So often, people confuse silence with passivity, with fear, with a lack of confidence, but in reality, choosing to remain quiet takes courage, strength, and an unwavering belief in yourself. It means that you do not feel the need to explain, defend, or justify your actions to anyone who does not truly matter in your journey. Emotional maturity is born in these moments of quiet, because when you resist the urge to react impulsively, to argue unnecessarily, or to seek approval, you are practicing control over your own mind, your own emotions, and your own energy. Discipline grows when you understand that not every thought needs to be shared, not every feeling needs to be expressed, and not every opinion needs validation from the outside world. It is the discipline of knowing your priorities, protecting your focus, and channeling your energy toward growth rather than being distracted by noise, criticism, or expectation. And self-respect flourishes because silence becomes a declaration of your boundaries, a statement that your inner world is sacred and that your peace is non-negotiable. People will test it, they will try to provoke you, they will want to draw you into conflicts that do not serve you, but silence gives you armor. It gives you the power to respond only when it matters, to act only when necessary, and to shine without needing constant recognition. The world may misunderstand your quiet, but those who matter will recognize your strength. They will see that you are not weak, but wise, not passive, but powerful, not invisible, but intentional. Your silence is a reflection of your values, your inner strength, and your ability to rise above chaos with grace, composure, and unwavering self-belief.